Welcome back, hippie friends. Chrissy here, bringing you the vibe. So while I sat in sacred space, I heard we're really going somewhere now. We're really going now. We're really getting there now. Something about like, ooh, we're really taking off now. There was this little, almost as if when you open a window and a breeze comes in, you're like, ooh. It felt like that during my prayer time, my little sit down. I don't know what to call it. I call it sacred space. I don't know what other intuitives call it. My time to connect. But that's what I heard. So I was like, okay. And we grabbed the places deck because apparently we're going places. So we're starting there. Cards are down. Haven't seen them. Let's flip together. Here we go. Ooh, all right. First card, we have Forest Cabin, retreat vibes, right? Cozy fireplace, remote getaway, secluded retreat. On top of that, we have bustling hub at the top of your pyramid. So think social, activity, lively, right? Crowds. The other card we have, I'm going to show you all the cards first, then we're going to talk about it. In case you didn't pick up on that. We have river. It's already coming in. So much is coming in. Hold on, spirit, hold on. And then we have the two at the bottom that came together, kitchen and casino. All right, these are all the places cards. Let's talk about it. At the top of your pyramid, we have the hustle and bustle. So it almost, I almost see like a funnel or some sort of filtration system. So it feels like you're going to be very busy. There's going to be something about socializing, networking. I want to say, I hear like shaking hands and kissing babies. Like there's something about you being out in the public eye, some sort of leadership position, leading a crowd, addressing a crowd, speaking to a crowd. I see microphone, but it does not feel like singing. Although, good for you if you can sing. I cannot. Doesn't stop me from singing, but I don't have a nice voice. I don't even have a nice, talking voice. Do you hear this? Anyways, we're getting off track. This feels like addressing the crowd, talking to the crowd, public, working the crowd. Working, again, that shaking hands and kissing babies. There's something about... But again, that tunnel, that filtration system, so that makes me feel like there's a little bit of discernment here. So you might have a very one, come all attitude, but it's like you know that not everybody, you're not everybody's cup of tea, and that's okay. So you have this welcoming, let's go, let's take a seat, everyone take your seats, gather around, like you're on this podium and you're like, okay, let's do it. Whatever that means to you. Some will take their seats, some will not, but it doesn't really matter. I heard they're filtering out themselves. So it's nothing you have to do. You just do you. You be in your craft. You do what you do. Maybe it's a career, right? I don't know. But you're working with the crowd. You're enmeshed. It's something social. You're finding your flow, river, with the balance in between that. So this forest, this secluded cabin, cozy, isolated retreat, right? You're finding your flow between the two. So it almost feels like, dare I be so bold? It almost feels like you have some sort of career or career path. You're either already doing it or you're fixing to do it with something in the public eye. So public speaking, maybe teaching, healing, maybe you have social media content, maybe, did I say public speaker? Did I say that already? I think I said that right. Stoner brain. But there's something that you're doing publicly, but then you have to find the balance. It's almost like you go on stage, you do what you do, and then you kind of retreat and you chill and you find your balance and you maybe connect back to self, connect back to spirit, connect back to Mother Earth. You kind of go back within. Maybe this is the time that you're journaling, that you're meditating, that you're, but it's you time, whatever that looks like for you. And you're finding the flow in between that. So there's times that you're going to be very sunny and bright and bold, and you're doing your leadership thing, and you're working the crowd, and you're shaking hands and kissing babies, and you're doing what you do, and everybody's clapping and they love you. Encore. But then you gotta chill. Go back, disconnect. Thank you, crowd. Love you. Mean it, right? And then get off the stage and go back to that sacred space, that quiet time, that self-care, that space of rejuvenation, that space of renew, rest and renew, Control Alt Delete for your soul. You're finding your own personal flow. Your flow is not going to look like everybody else's. So if you have somebody else that has a similar career path or hobby or whatever y'all are doing, and you can relate to one another, cool. High five it up. But whatever they're doing, whatever you're doing, even if it's similar paths or parallel paths, parallel realities here, it doesn't mean it's going to look the same. Their balance might look different than your balance. Everybody wins. Everybody's right. There's no wrong way to create your own flow, to create your own flow state, your own balance between hustle and bustle, social, right? And if you're not connecting with this on a career base, right? Because I keep going, maybe you're a public speaker. But like also, maybe you're none of those things, but you're trying to find your balance between socialization and hermit mode. That can be another thing. Dual messages. I mean, that could be part of it. Look, I'm just an intuitive. You know what I'm saying? So these are how the messages coming in. I spit it out to you, but they're always, always, always open into interpretation of your own. So you could be just potentially finding your balance between being social and doing your own thing. Lone wolf vibes. Ooh, I relate to all that. Right? Okay. Let's keep moving. So you're finding your balance. Now, at the bottom, we already talked about it. The casino card, right? This is gambling, excitement, cards, jackpot, beating the odds. That's what it says at the bottom. And then the kitchen. So think tools, preparation, right? Like you're crafting, you're creating, you're making something. There's something that you're doing. This is going to be so cheese, but it is what it is, what it is, what it is, what it is. You're creating and crafting something. You're in your kitchen and you're putting together. It's your own little recipe. This has come up before, I think this week. Beating the odds. So think fun, party, excitement, kind of risky, a little tongue-in-cheek, but it's working anyway. You're beating the odds. You're doing it. You're taking the house. You know what I'm saying? Like you're co-creating. You and your higher self, you and your spirit team, maybe you and others. Maybe you're working with a tribe. Cool. Love that for you. But whatever it is that you got your hands in the clay, that you're in the kitchen and you're cooking it up and you're creating, it's a little risky. It's a little bit of a gamble, a little tongue-in-cheek, but it's working. You're beating the odds. You're doing it and you're finding your balance with the stage, the spotlight, whatever that means to you, being out and about, being in the public, socializing, and taking time for yourself. And relaxing and resting and going within, going into, listen, I don't know about you, but I go in to repair. I go in to heal. I'm like, I go in. So, there might be some of that there. Finding your balance between being accessible and not being accessible. If you have a career in the public eye, friendly advice, healthy boundaries are going to be how you survive. Because you cannot, listen to me, you cannot be accessible 24/7. If you have your own business, if you're an entrepreneur, if you're somehow in the public arena, whatever that means to you, boundaries, boundaries, boundaries. But it kind of feels like you've already figured that out. So don't listen to me. Just kidding. I love when you listen to me. You're finding your flow. You're finding your balance. All right. We've beaten that one down enough. Let's do our feature card to wrap this up. What is our feature deck today? Ooh, it's the Little Weirdos deck. Yes, it is. All right, let's shuffle this. Yeah, I think the biggest part of this message is for you to understand and connect with the fact that you don't have to have your balance mastered, and more importantly, your balance does not have to look like everybody else's. So if this person's out and about 80% and only like retreating at 20% and yours is literally the opposite, oh well, that's what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? Like whatever it is that you're creating for your balance, don't make it wrong and do not compare it to others. That's like an important part of this message. All right. Feature card from the feature deck. Little weirdos. Ah, colorful. I heard let it shine, bright. I hear like, it's like the splatter sound when you throw splatter paint, and that's the visual. Like, let it shine, let it out, be colorful, be bright, be bold, be you, be fearless. Like, let your light shine, let your colors out. Just spew the rainbow wherever you go. Very, Care Bears, right? Care Bears there. And they just like stick out their tummies, and there's the beam of colored light comes out. Like, that's your center card. That's your feature card. Let it out. Take your stage, take your spotlight, say what you got to say, take your mic, be in what you're doing. Then go back to your rushed retreat, guilt-free. Guilt-free. No, you do not deserve to be on call 24/7. You rest, you pull back, you do your thing. Because what you're creating right now, it's working. I know it's a little risky, feels a little risky, but you're doing it. And you're finding your balance. So all that you need to do, all that's left is to shine, baby, shine. That's it. Shine on. Be you, be bright, be bold, be in your, like, be unapologetic. Shine. Take your stage and shine. And then you go rest. Guilt-free. Whatever it is that you are doing, that you're in the middle of, because it doesn't feel like this doesn't feel like it's for someone in the beginning stages. It could be. It sure could be. It doesn't feel that way. It feels like somebody that's already in the thick of it and is already kind of finding their footing. Good for you. All right. I think I've said all I've said. There's nothing. I got nothing else. That's it. We've emptied the cup. Here we go. Let's get this up. You're awesome. I love you. Thank you for choosing to be part of the Hippie Vibe Tribe today and choosing to vibe here. And until the next message.